We're back again with the Other Guys Sports Show. Here to my right,
Bobby Castillo,
Alvaro Garza,
Robert Martinez,
and David Guerrero. How y'all doing? Man, oh man. Let's get the elephant in the room and let's put it on the table here, guys. I mean,
might as well get it over with.
might as well get it over with. It was a tough weekend. Those 2 days, I didn't think anything but what happened on Friday night. It was tough. It was tough. And second half, it just seemed like we struggled a lot. I know you were up there, Bobby, announcing the game. What did you see from up there?
Oh, what I saw is basically the first half as we lost a lot of opportunities to score. We were in the red zone 3 times, came up empty, and we only had 7 points to show on halftime. I mean, and we called it on the radio, and we called it last week saying that we were hoping we'll see a field goal kicker out there in those close calls, but...
Yeah, especially with a good team. Bracken is a good team. When there's opportunities for Crystal, we need to score. We definitely need to score.
I know. I mean, Brackenville. I mean, I saw them. They look tough. I mean, they're the real deal. But honestly, at the same time, I saw Crystal City, and they stepped up to play with Brackenville, and it was just back and forth.
Yeah, and that first half, I mean, the half is basically we control the time, the tempo, the whole thing. The Havens were running that. Offensively, we were moving that ball down their throats.
We were moving the ball down their gut. We were moving the ball, and we were slowly moving the ball. We were eating time on the clock. I think it was a total domination in Crystal City in the first half.
And only that, we also saw a little bit more passing from Sebastian.
Yes.
I mean, there were some passes out there, and I saw the receivers have a few. I mean, 1 or 2 steps in front of the defender. Catching that ball, I mean, they might have taken it an extra 20 yards or maybe even to the end zone. Thank you, sir. Reservation for 6. Here I am. But it just didn't bounce that way.
And we moved that ball to the red zone and stayed there. That was the thing that you asked me earlier. From the top, I mean, I felt we should have been up at least 21 points on bracket. But we felt confident going in half. At least we're up 7-0. But that second half, man, bracket did.
They made adjustments.
Their adjustment was to strike as
they
fast
took
as
all the chances they got. They just took them.
Yeah, they scored on the second play of the game once Brackenville got the ball. I mean, they scored. Number 4 was a monster.
Number 4 was a little replica of our Felix Sanchez, where he had his feet moving, pumping those legs at all time, and
it was great to watch. It's great to watch, but great props again to Brackenville. They came over here. They fought hard, and of course they prevailed. Final score, from what I understand, 33-22. We did score at the end in the fourth quarter a little bit, Felix Sanchez. But again, our only score was from Felix Sanchez.
Yes, and I think that's one area that worries me. We're kind of looking one-dimensional on offense right now, Felix Sanchez.
But I love the way they took the ball to the middle. I'm not too sure. I know about more familiar with the numbers. But that running back, I think it was 40 or 42, that they were giving him the ball right down the middle on that little delay. And he was averaging about maybe 5 to 6 yards per carry. And it worked for us.
I think it was Christian Silva's one of the running backs, the fullback. And he had some great runs. He had one that went for 30 or 40 yards.
Right. That
put us in scoring position, but we just came up empty.
Couldn't punch it in. We couldn't pinch it. Is your imaginary force field that I don't know about?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, what's happening here? Again, props again to the linemen. Fighting hard down there, making the holes, allowing these backs to make some plays. But great job, linemen. Great job. Props to you. Keep doing what you're doing. We're going to be successful. We have established a run. And things will come. Things will fall into place, I think.
Yeah, I think we're just a few more adjustments and have a little bit more. We had some mental breakdowns there again. Those penalties, they really work against us, and we've been talking about this for the last few games here. That we're talking about how we look great offensively. Defensively, we have our moments that we actually can stop people, and then we break down with those mental errors, penalties. On the fourth quarter, I think we were making at least a comeback. I was talking on the radio. We have a chance to come back. We had a mental breakdown, and we had them on a 3rd and long.
We had a 3rd and 12, and then a personal foul. And then what happens? Automatic first down.
Yeah.
And they scored later in about 2-3 plays later, and they scored to the left, and that's where they take the lead.
Yeah, especially in Crystal, I think we're getting better, but we're not. We're a good team, but we're not a great team where we can overcome those mistakes. So we need to play an error-free football as much as possible.
Yeah.
Of course.
And that's where it comes down to it. How bad do you want this? How bad do you want to win? How bad do you want to be on top at the end of the game? You want to have that W. Sometimes you gotta want it more than breathing. I'll tell you that much. If you want something that much, you're gonna succeed. Brackenville came after the half and they made their adjustments. Great job on the coach's part. They made adjustments. They knew where to run. They knew how to stop Felix Sanchez for the third quarter.
Yeah, they were protecting the outside. I saw that. They had defenders ready on the outside on Brackenville's defense.
He couldn't cut the corners. He was aiming for the corners, and believe me, smart part in Brackenville, they were cutting down on his legs. They weren't trying to tackle him up shoulder to shoulder, helmet to helmet.
Yeah,
they were going down to the end.
And Felix made that adjustment where he started jumping over the guy.
Yeah.
I saw him hurdle one player in for the end zone, and it was awesome to watch in the second half. And I could tell he was being conscious about him, the defenders going at his legs, where he finally started hurdling him. I was like, great adjustment by Felix Sanchez, and I guess Robert has a update. Felix Sanchez won't be playing this next 2 weeks. Hopefully he'll be resting.
Yeah, he got dinged up the last fourth quarter, I believe, right?
And I think that's smart in a way because these aren't really district games,
Right.
And games that are coming up are really not. I don't want to say they're not great opponents, but they don't place a bigger challenge than other teams. And I think this is the best time to rest people like Felix Sanchez to get better because once district comes,
Yeah.
hey, guess who's knocking on the door? Divine Warhorses.
Divine right there.
And we know, everybody knows, anybody in South Texas who knows football knows Felix Sanchez is the real deal.
Yes.
And we know that he's going to be ready, and we want a healthy Felix Sanchez on that field.
But then there comes that conversation about, okay, Felix Sanchez, he's scoring all the TDs, all the touchdowns for Crystal City. I think we need to get a little bit more people involved in here. Maybe take the pressure out of Felix and say, Felix, you got to score.
Well, this might be good if he's not going to play the next 2 weeks.
It's time for someone else to come in.
Yeah, somebody else should step in.
Yeah,
and
either
carry the
a
load.
running back, receiver, quarterback, or the defense. Somebody. I always like to compare other teams like the Spurs. The Spurs don't play 1-on-5 basketball. They play 5-on-5. They have anybody and anybody that can come up and have a great night and somebody's struggling. And I guess this is a great game.
If we're going to be referencing basketball, I just think Kobe Bryant can play by himself.
Security.
Okay,
KB24
enough of that. Let's go back to the game.
Can score 81 points.
We'll get back to that later in October when the season starts.
All right, guys,
I have in Crystal City in offense. I think they have enough athletes there. I think they can run the ball. I saw a lot of potential.
I saw that.
And I for sure we have a lot of speed. We have a lot of, on our track team. We went to regionals on our track team. We have a lot of good athletes on there. So I'm pretty sure the coach will be making some adjustments as well.
Maybe
asking the kids to
maybe
step up.
in the short term this might be bad for Crystal, but in the long term in district play, that's where it's going to really count. Because there's some players that are going to step in and they know how to play.
And you do that as a coach. You call them out. You say, you know what? District is coming. We're 2 weeks away from district, and you're calling them out and you say, you know what? This is the time when everybody has to step up a couple of notches more. Bring this game that I know y'all can play. Because honestly, I think that's what hurts more, Bobby, is that they give us glimpses of how great of a team this Javelina team can be, and then they just take it away.
Yeah, it's a big letdown sometimes, and I don't know what it is, David. I don't know what it is, but I hope those kids feel inspired and knowing that I'm pretty sure the coaches are on them, and I'm there's no coach out there that wants to see any of our kids not succeed. So
Right.
pretty sure they're telling them you guys got to put in the time, get your mental game in.
Because honestly, guys, we can't be there. Coaches can't play the game for you.
Right.
They can teach you what's going on, but when it comes down to it, it comes down to them. To saying, you know what, you're there, you're the one that's getting the hits, you're the one that's doing all the struggles. And you know what, I appreciate that because we've been there.
Right.
We've been there, and
I've coached a team when I says this go to the right, and this is the play that's gonna work, and the kid runs left, and then we have that bleacher coach telling me
it's called dyslexia, coach.
You
It's
know,
called dyslexia.
the bleacher coach yells out, "Why didn't you run to the right?" You know, and it is what it is, man. I've been there, done that, and that's
And
why
it happens.
That's why I respect coaches of all, any area of coaching.
Let me just throw some stats. Felix Sanchez rushed for 196 yards and 3 TDs. And Ortega, number 4 from
Right.
Bracket, he had 259 rushes and 2 TDs.
So it was a battle of the running backs that game.
Yeah, and
And it was great to watch.
And as you mentioned, an offensive team that basically keys on one back reminds me of that running back that Divine had, who was awesome the year out.
Sadler.
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 Yeah.
You know,
Gingerbread Man.
I mean, I feel like Felix can be used and utilized just the way he was, and you knew he was going to get the ball.
Yes.
You know, and the team just piled behind them and says, "Hey, we're going to take you to the touchdown." And that kid went in, and most of the time, and just like Felix, I see Felix in the same category as Sadler. There.
Yeah, and one key element also is that Felix has one big element. He has breakaway speed.
Yeah.
In the previous seasons, what have you seen running backs from Crystal run and breakaway speed? They always catch up on the back.
Yeah.
Nobody can catch Felix. Once he's in open field.
Once in the open field, he's gone. He's got
pretty much
reservations, for 6 at the end zone, and that's it. Other kids do have other skills. They can juke a little bit better. Maybe they have that little breaking ankles type deal.
Yeah, we have Alvarez, who's that caliber kind of a running back.
More
and
between tackles, I like him.
Yeah, Luna, he runs pretty good, and we seen Christian Silva as a fullback doing real well.
Yeah, I
Of
like
course,
that fullback. Yeah,
I feel like he had some injuries early in our game that really affected us. I think in that ball game against Bracket.
well, it was a hard fought battle, and kids, as anything is, playing football. Man, after the game, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel it, and I think these kids felt it. Well, not only physically, but emotionally too. Because I strongly believe. I personally took it very hard. That loss. I mean, I really truly believe.
Well, not only that, because it was a definite big loss when we had Zapata. Then coming to this game,
Yeah.
we have another crazy loss, especially when you watch the first half.
That's what I mean. You get
outcome.
glimpses. You get glimpses of what these kids can do.
Remember, Bracket scored 33 points in the second half. That's crazy right there.
That is crazy. That is crazy. But like again, they make the adjustments. The coaches make the adjustments to counter what we offered them. And when they do that, of course, I'm pretty sure Coach Lopez had made some adjustments, stuff like that. But it just didn't work out in our favor.
No, they're not.
Yeah. Those onside kicks basically is what they noticed that we were trying to get. Our defense was not having their offense on the field, and it worked great in the first half. The second half just didn't work so well.
And now, but coming up, we got, like I said, we got a couple of teams coming up that are okay, decent. I think it's those games we cannot take lightly. First and foremost, Monte Alto, we hardly know anything about them. But we'll talk about them in a little bit when we come back. But we're going to go ahead and go to commercial. Okay, so we did a recap on last week's game against Brackenville. Heartbreaking, but hey, we got to move on, right? That's last week. We got this week. So who do we got, Robert, this week?
We're going to have Monte Alto Blue Devils.
Blue Devils.
Blue Devils.
Oh, my God. Call a priest.
Where's Monte Alto anyway?
It's over there by the valley. That's all that I know.
I know it's in Texas.
It's close to Edinburgh is when I saw the venue, but we're playing in Dallas, Texas.
Bobby's like Yahoo Maps.
Now, I know they're a relatively new school. I believe this is their 4th year.
I believe they started in 2012, yes.
So this is the third year.
The 3rd year?
Third year. And so, brand new schools, they're trying to get, trying to get their identity, I guess. They're trying to get their identity. What are they, a running team, passing team, whatever it is.
They're more, I've seen some little bit of video. They're more a run-oriented team. Nothing too big.
And it was hard. I mean, I tried to do some research on it, and I think I got more research on Chupacabra than Monte Alto Blue Devils. But that was me, of course, But we're actually not going to play in Monte Alto. We're actually going to play in a neutral area. We're going to play in Alice, Texas, which is about maybe 2 hours away, more or less.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal, good deal.
Also, Monte Alto moved up recently in divisions, haven't they?
Well, they were 2A. Now they're 3A.
So that's another thing against
Yeah,
them.
we all moved up a little bit on that.
Yeah, they're 3A Division 2, and we in Crystal it's a 4A
I believe they
Division
come
1.
from the
Division 2, excuse me.
District 16, I think,
Yes.
somewhere around there. But anyway, so Crystal City, what do we got? What are we taking over there? What Felix Sanchez, we've already confirmed, might be out or is out for for a couple of days or a couple of weeks. I'm sorry. So what are we bringing to the Blue Devils?
I feel that Monte Alto, based on what I've seen, and I got the same searches that you did, David, on the web, is our poteet. So I hope this is our ticket here to get a victory in Alice, Texas, against the Blue Devils, and I think the Hawks should come out victorious. I think that those other three backs will step up just like we did in the scrimmage against Uvalde. I remember going to Uvalde knowing that Felix Sanchez wasn't going to play. So I was, skeptic of how well we were going to do, but Javelina's actually looked really good against Uvalde, and Uvalde is
They're undefeated.
undefeated right now in their areas, and so I feel that Javelina's will be stepping up, and as we mentioned, I hope we see a lot more offense, different looks, different formations, and hopefully we see a better play there by Javelina.
And I honestly think that Crystal is going to come out running the ball. I honestly think. Against maybe, because from what I understand, Monte Alto's been allowing a lot of scoring.
Yeah, the defense is not that good. Matter of fact, let me cover. Monte Alto's averaging 9 points in offense, and a defense they're averaging 35
allowed points. So they allow points, pretty easily.
And Bruni had a lot to do with that. I think they put 53 points on
Monte Alto. Yeah, actually, that was like 2 weeks ago or something like that, 3 weeks ago that they played Bruni.
While we're talking about Bruni, let me make this point here. I was looking at the schedule and find a common opponent against Crystal. This is the only thing closest on Bruni. Matter of fact, Bruni only on the season only lost one game, and the only game they lost it was against Ben Bolt, 40-27.
And Ben Bolt also has been up there playing some good ball.
And Sabanel beat Ben Bolt 50-18.
Yeah.
So that just gives you an idea what type of
where we're at.
But
where we're at
it's crazy
exactly.
though. But it's crazy though sometimes because what happened last time? Sabanal barely beat Cotula.
And I forgot to mention, Bernie beat him 53 to Montalto to 7. So they scored a lot of points.
So I guess they have their moments, but of course, more likely they won't have a moment.
So on paper, Crystal should win,
Yes.
but we don't play on paper.
And actually, we have a new access to game simulation on thanks to Bobby here and Robert, the computer guys here. So there's some simulation game, and it showed that I think we're gonna beat the Blue Devils on this one. I wish they had. You know what I wish they had? I wish they had like a Manton High School, something like that. That'd be crazy, right?
That'd be
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great. I'd pay some money for that. But anyway, but with the Blue Devils, they're a brand new team, and so I'm thinking we should take care of business. I don't see any trouble with Monte Alto, but like I said,
But we can't go in the game thinking it's
exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. We
And also-
cannot take this game lightly.
We're one man down.
We are one man down, but one man doesn't make a team.
Yes.
I
This is
want
a-
to clearly say
This
that.
is, this is
It
a
helps
team.
the team though.
Hey, I'll tell you that much. That's true.
We'll miss him, but this is a chance for the team, other people in the team to step up and show they can do what they can
And
do.
this is the opportunity for other people to step up and get noticed.
In our simulation against Monte Alto Blue Devils, basically, my simulation comes out with Chrissy having a 17-0,
I'll take that.
and I think it's gonna be 34-0.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Javelina's on top, and
But
hopefully
we'll
stay
talk about
tuned in
picks later.
KUTR. Yeah.
We'll do picks later.
Let me just cover the games Monte Alto, the teams they play against. The first week one, Monte Alto lost to Corpus Christi, London, 26-6. And we mentioned a minute ago, Monte Alto lost to Bernie, 53-7. And the third game, Agua Dulce beat Monte Alto 27-15. And last week they had a bye.
Right. And now when they have a bye, when you mentioned they have a bye, they have a little advantage because now they had 2 weeks to prepare for us.
That is true.
And you have to keep in mind, Bracket also had a bye
Yeah.
when they came into so.
So when you get to practice 2 weeks on a team, on a certain team. Of course, now they have to make adjustments because whatever Felix Sanchez is not
Yes.
being playing, but pretty much the game plan is still the same, and I think they're going to stick to it. And I'm pretty sure they've keyed on certain areas that they've seen our defense, maybe little open areas there that they can exploit. On the offense, of course, well, now things change with Felix Sanchez out, but I'm pretty sure when you have 2 weeks to prepare for a team, that's a small advantage to your side. I mean,
Yeah, what happens is that you get 2 weeks of that film, and that's exactly what happens, David, is coaches look at it, the players get to look at who they're going to be matched up against. As a lineman, when I remember playing, when they had to buy, I mean, I get all the stats, make sure I saw the game, and then I get the footage, look at the tendencies that they do.
Extra reps against the scout team.
So
Yeah.
it's an awesome advantage to have. It's basically 6 good practices against your opponent, getting ready to prepare
right.
for your opponent. So
And that's great. And like I said, we don't want to take the Monte Alto Blue Devils lightly. We want to go over there and treat them
Execute.
such as an opponent that can beat us any Friday
le vamos
night.
a echar agua bendita.
Oh my goodness! I'm bringing the priest.
And keep in mind that this is a small school, but they're from the Valley. In Valley, they play good football over there. They play hard, nose football. So we can't give them anything.
No, we can't just say, oh, we're gonna go through the motions and see what happens. We'll probably be okay.
Well, which is a little bit of the silver lining of Felix being out, since other people we don't have a best player going, so we have to really show up.
Oh yeah, we got to.
And also, they're 0-3, and I'm pretty sure they're hungry. They want them for a win.
Coach, I bet they're super hungry. I mean, I bet their coaches have been on them for 2 weeks, and they say, you know what, we can do this. And that's the coaching part. That's the coaching part. You gotta.
It is. You gotta keep your team motivated, but at the same token, our coaches are doing the same thing.
Yes.
And I hate to say it, but we're almost there every week. We're the almost there.
The almost happening.
Could have easily be 4-0.
Yes, we have the talent, we have the coaches, we have everything in place. We just need, those little mental errors need to stop.
And that's why it hurts sometimes that much more, because it's like I said, they show us the glimpses of the powerhouse that this Javelina team can be.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, where'd it go?
Yeah, I mean, it's just those key things. They need to understand the game and know that even though I'm pretty sure he had some just words why, we had some players get the mental errors, but you just need to know that you cannot put your team in those predicaments. You can't, you gotta, that's what they have to learn.
Right.
And, the worst thing is you can't be learning on experience here in the games, Hopefully that's one of the things that coaches need to express in practice. And sometimes it's hard to coach that, as a coach.
But if anything, it's good this is happening during non-district games.
Right.
Exactly.
Get it out of
That's
the
a
system.
great point.
Get it out of the system.
That
Let
is a
them learn.
great point, that this is a non-district, because I'll tell you, that's what happened to La Pryor, a little further town up north. They went 1-5 on the regular season. Came district, they won it, or I think they got by district. They went into the playoffs and went 3 or 4 deep into the playoffs and beat Sabinal. But because it happened during the non-district games. Non-district games, I really think they should be treated as such, non-district. You make your adjustments.
Of course, you want to win, of course.
Yeah, but you make your adjustments,
Right.
win or loss. You make your adjustments. You try new things that you think that might help you down the road.
Learn from your mistakes.
Exactly, and you start scouting other kids that might help you out in the long run as well. You can't just depend on, we're going to ride this horse all the way through.
Yeah, and I believe that's one of the things that we heard when we interviewed the head coach one of the first weeks, that he said that basically everybody's one play away. I remember him stating that, that that's how the kids should feel. You're just one play from getting in there and proving you're worthy. So I feel that having us put 34 points, I don't know how they thought we can score a field goal, but that's something we've been asking. Hopefully, but the simulator goes with 17-0.
I'm telling you.
I'm doubling it. 34.
I'm telling you. We need to start soccer here in Crystal City. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can get some kickers from there. Soccer, FIFA.
and I mentioned that at the radio. I don't, or here was it here when I talked about Ken Ray Sulaika. You know,
Yes,
when we were doing the actual broadcasting, Randy Ramon went up there. He was a kicker, you know. So we talked about how
and
kicking
kickers
is
are
part of the game.
They are. They were an element.
So, like I said, now that we know that Felix won't be there, who's gonna take the place of those 3 TDs, those 2 or 3 TDs average per game,
And at least 200 yards rushing.
and at least 200 yards. And it doesn't, and not necessarily has to be one person. It can be several people because we have
collaborative
several
effort.
backs. Yeah, we have several backs that can take the position. I know teams in the area that have 2, 3 running backs that are averaging over 100 yards per game because they're sharing the time, the ball, and not only that, scoring an average of 1 to 2 TDs per game. And this is a 3-back system.
Yeah.
So I think we have the talent to have that, to give Felix a little break here and there, especially right now. You know, let's give him a break, let him recuperate. Let's go with Divine come district, and we'll settle that when we get there.
Exactly.
So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and take a little pause, and then we're gonna come back and go through the picks and see what we say. So we got picks coming up. Robert, what do we got?
Let's jump in.
Oh, let's jump in.
Let's go to last week's results. Okay, David, you got 6 correct picks.
Out of how many? I don't even want to know.
Bobby got 5.
Oh.
You're sleeping, Bobby. And myself, I got 8 correct picks. And Alvaro, 7. Good job, Alvaro.
All I want to know, Bobby, is why is it the guy with the computer has the highest picks? That's what I want to know.
I want access to that encrypted file he has there.
This is
It's called
only
spreadsheet.
for your eyes only. And just to the total overall, it's David at 22, Bobby at 26, me at 27, and Alvaro at 25. David, you got a lot of work to do, David.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a 3-man race here.
yeah, this is a marathon. I don't know what y'all thinking. The district hasn't even started, and that's where that's where I rise. I rise like a phoenix from the ashes. Mark my words.
Let me recap last week's games real quick. We all discussed Brackett defeated Crystal 33-22. Zapata defeated Carrizo 48-8. That was a surprising.
Oh, that was
Yeah, that was surprising. Divine lost against San Antonio Central Catholic 12-35. Stockdale won against Pearsall. That was a surprising game too, 28-14. And Petit, Bobby, lost
Our ticket to the playoffs.
against Pleasanton 6-48. And so that was surprising. Now, and the other areas.
Surprising.
Well, not surprising.
I'm surprised they put 6 points.
Yes, that's surprising too. La Prior lost against Cotula 0-35.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess those injuries really hurt them this
I'm
week.
telling you, yeah. I know those injuries were key players on that
I
prior
know.
team.
And also to mention, keep in mind La Prior beat Brackett.
Oh, why do we?
La Prior beat Brackett.
By one, they went
by
for
one.
they went for the
Go
win.
to show you how close it was. But enough of that. Hondo lost against Holy Cross 20-0. Now this is an also good game. Fall City beat Sabinal 23-20 in overtime.
Yep.
And Lytle continued their winning ways by beating Rio Grande City Gora 34-21. Nixon Smiley, my team, beat Dilly 18-0.
Not Laredo Nixon.
Not from Laredo. Huh?
Not from Laredo. And Porto Vaca beat Cuero
Calhoun.
21-17. And previously Cuero was undefeated. So that was a heck of a game.
God, we should. Yeah.
And let me just go real quick on the key games. My key game, Rockport Fulton, beat Ingleside 48-40. Excuse me, Ingleside won 49-48. That was a hell of a game.
Heck
And
of a
David's pick of a game was Steele lost against DeSoto 24-29.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game right there.
I called DeSoto to win on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I got
they
wrong
both
on that one.
and they both moved up in rank. That's what I noticed too as well.
Yeah. Oh no.
DeSoto now is second in state and still went up from 6th to 4th.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a roller coaster ride when it comes to high school football. I mean, geez, there's so many teams out there. That's what I love about high school football. Any given Friday.
Any given Friday.
Any given Friday that anybody can win, regardless. So that's what I mean. this coming up games. So let's go with this tonight's game. Crystal City Javelinas 1-3 versus Monte Alto Blue Devils at Alice neutral side. What do we got, Bobby?
I say Cruz City wins this one, 34-0.
There you go.
And Monte Alto will go with their 0-4. We're gonna be 2-3.
They're gonna continue their losing ways, huh?
Losing ways. What do you got, Alvaro?
Crystal all the way.
I like that.
Nice and simple.
Nice and simple.
Like I'll go. I can mention. I think on paper, Crystal should win, even without Felix. But he's a key part on Crystal City's offense. But I think Crystal is gonna rally up. It's gonna go in there and punch somebody in the face.
Oh, well, I hope
Crystal's
so.
gonna win.
I hope so.
And a close game. A close game.
Really?
Yes, I feel in the close game.
Wow.
Maybe
wow.
by 7 points or 6.
So you're saying the Javelins are like the Spurs? They always make a close game. They always make it exciting, huh?
Well, not only close game. I think it's gonna be low scoring game. Matter of fact, it's gonna be like maybe 17, around 20. So.
You're going with a simulation.
No, did I?
You're computing there. You're a computer.
Well, actually, I don't feel it's gonna be a close game. I feel Crystal's got something to prove, and I'm pretty sure Coach really got in their face this week, and I think challenged a lot of these kids, and they need to step up, and I think a lot of these kids will step up defensively, offensively. Felix is out, but I think a lot of these kids have the potential to carry the load. 3 TDs. I think Crystal wins 21-6.
21-6.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, last week we all predicted Crystal to win, and you see how that ended. Let's hope this doesn't happen again.
Robert, don't remind me. It still hurts.
We're looking for another guy to come into the Other Guy Sports Show. We're taking applications.
Hey, sometimes the truth hurts. It
Yeah,
hurts.
it does.
It does. All right, so let's go in our district. Neighbors to the south. Carrizo Springs Wildcats 1-3 at Beeville Jones Trojans. Also, mind you, they're 1-3. So, Bobby, what do we got?
This is a tough one, guys, but I think I'm gonna go against Carrizo Springs on this one.
That's not tough at all. What are you talking about?
No, also Beeville.
You
We
said
got
against?
Yeah, I'm picking Jones.
Beeville Jones. Now they lost to Sinton. Sinton's pretty decent team. They lost 48-20. Now, of course, we know Carrizo lost to Zapata last week in Carrizo, 48-8. And believe me, I got my inside sources too from Carrizo, and they just got manhandled.
And I believe they had an early injury in that game.
They had some injuries. It shouldn't have affected them that much, but apparently it did. But either way, they couldn't score anymore. So,
Wow.
So what do you think, Alvaro?
No contest. It's going to be Beeville.
Beeville. Trojans.
Trojans. No contest.
What do you got, Robert?
I'm going with Beeville also. I'm going to Beeville. I don't think it's going to be not even close.
Not even a close game. Here.
I think Carrizo, they might be lucky to score, to tell the truth.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And I think that it is because of key injuries. I mean, yeah, they had injuries this last game, but previous to that, they've had some key injuries as well. And I think Carrizo did start off the season very well, showed a lot of promise, but due to key injuries and players that are no longer playing, it has affected them to a point where they're 1-3. They're 1-3. So yeah, I don't see how Carrizo can come out of the 1-3 and go 2-3. So I think they're going to continue their losing ways and go 1-4. So I like Beeville Jones Trojans to win. So let's see who we got. Oh my gosh!
Great game right here.
God! I mean, I'll be honest, folks. If I wasn't watching the Crystal or listening to the Crystal game, I'd be here in Hondo, where Divine and Hondo play tonight, Friday night. The biggest rivalry in that side. Actually, you put up some stuff out there on the web that it's nominated as one of the top 100 rivalries in not only in the state but in the nation.
In the nation.
In the nation. So this is middle rivalries. I mean, Divine 0-4 surprisingly to anybody who knows football. I don't think that's happened in quite a while. So 0-4 Divine at 2-2 Hondo. Now Hondo lost to Holy Cross last week 20-0. And then Divine lost to Central Catholic. So let me tell you this much. I see a pattern. I think we need to be maybe some type of Crystal City having a
Night or
Eucharist or something like that.
Or saints.
Saints, holy water. Because I'm telling you, these Catholic schools are winning.
Yes.
Let's see. Divine, they have they're averaging rushing 4.9 yards per attempt, passing they're averaging 9.5 yards per attempt.
So they can move the ball.
Yeah. So, and again, Joe Guerrero. Don't know if he's my cousin, but if he's an athlete, I'll claim it. Right? He's run for 403 yards now. Now on Hondo's side, this is the difference. Their rushing average is 2.82 yards, but their passing is 15.28 yards per attempt. So they're a passing team, clearly. They have that gentleman, Carson Stoner, 550 yards passing, 6 TDs up to now, with 6 interceptions, though. So the guy, he can throw it out there. He can throw it out there. What do you think, Bobby?
I'm gonna go with Divine. On this one. I think Divine gets their first victory, and you guys, I've said it before. I can't stand Hondo, and I'm sticking with Divine here. I think they get their first win.
Wow.
I
Okay.
think Hondo goes down. At Hondo.
At Hondo.
At Hondo.
Wow.
Wow.
No ringing of the bell for them, huh?
This is my mark to get ahead of Robert in my picks here.
Well, you're not gonna do it by picking Divine against Hondo. It's gonna be Hondo.
Hondo.
It's gonna be high scoring, but Hondo's just gonna light them over that passing game.
Oh yeah.
That passing attack.
I like the way you think of it.
I like that too. Well, Divine's playing on Divine-like on offense.
Yeah.
They're struggling scoring points. Apparently, they can rack up the yardage. That's proven. But in this type of game, you can throw the records out the window.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be some hard hitting. Matter of fact, me and Dave, a couple years ago, we went to one of the games. It was a great game.
And we went early. We went like about 30, 40 minutes early to the game, and we did not find one single seat available. We were standing on the fence line. As you know, in Hondo, the stadium, the fence line's right on the field.
Yeah, they have no track.
There's no track on there. But we were there, and before you know it, the whole area was standing ovation. I mean, it was just people all over the place. I mean, it gets serious down there. Hondo Divine, love it. I love it. I love it.
So because Divine's struggling and Hondo's, by all means, they're playing average at best.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling
Home field.
Yeah, home field. So I give the edge to Hondo, home field advantage, and also more importantly because Divine can't attempt to score enough points, and I have a feeling that Hondo's gonna score enough points just to beat them.
Yeah.
In a close game, mid-20s, Hondo wins this one.
I like where you're coming from, and if a little is good, more is better. I like Hondo, without a doubt. Divine's playing undivine-like. And the reason is this, I really want to think that Divine's struggling. That way when they play us in district,
Exactly.
we got them.
I like that.
We're going to
I like the whole thing.
blindside them. We're going to jump them on like a cougar. But Hondo, they play very well at Hondo. I love it when they ring that bell at the end. It's great tradition. I wish we had some type of tradition here in Crystal. And, maybe we can learn from this. But Hondo, air attack. I don't think Divine's ready for it. I think they're going to throw the ball. They're going to throw it a lot, and they're going to score a lot. I like Hondo, 28-14.
20-14.
Wow.
Wow. Bold words.
And I say Divine.
Oh, wow. You keep
Man,
picking
you
those.
guys are making great points there, but I'm sticking to my gun.
All right. And other teams in our district, we got Pearsall. Pearsall 2-2, started off really good, strong. They've lost a couple games now. They're going to go play at Dilley, 0-4. Dilley.
0-4.
Now, Dilley, they lost to Nixon Smiley, not Laredo. That's correct. They lost 18-0. Now, another point, Dilley has only scored 6 points in 4 games. So they struggle. They're struggling.
That's something.
That's something, yeah. That's even unlike Dilley as well, because they've been up there. They've played us hard, and they've actually beat us a couple times in the past. Pearsall also, they lost to Stockdale Brahmas 20-14. So, but for now, they have this guy Matt Hernandez, who is just rushing crazy in Pearsall, and they're not throwing the ball. Pearsall, they're running the ball.
Yeah, they're mostly running.
Yeah, they're mostly running. So I mean, what do you think, Bobby?
I'm gonna go with Pearsall. I think Dilly is still struggling. I think they're finding their way, and I think Pearsall should take care of this one.
Shit.
Yeah, Pearsall won't even have to be at their best to win this game. Dilly's going down pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
It could be like maybe be over by halftime.
I'll be more by halftime. I think the announcer's going to be, and Pearsall's coming out of the bus, and yes, they've scored already.
Me too. I don't think it's going to be even a good game at all. Now, Pearsall was surprising in the last week. Dilly, matter of fact, I would like to see Dilly play Poteet.
That'd be a good game.
That'll be a good game.
I want to see Dilly play us 3 times.
But
They're coming.
I think Dilly's going to continue to lose in ways. I'll be surprised they even scored a point. So I'll go Pearsall on this one big.
Yeah. Now, Dilly, like I said, surprisingly, they've struggled. Pearsall, they've racked up over 1,000 yards already in 4 games, rushing. And it's not done just by one guy. They got their main guy, Matt Hernandez, but there's other guys that are also contributing as well. But when you can rush 1,000 yards already in 4 games, you're doing something right. I don't think Dilly has the defensive power to stop it. So Pearsall freight train just running through there easily. I'm thinking high scoring, 45-0. I'm thinking.
Wow.
All right, and of course our ticket to the playoffs, Bobby. Poteet. Poteet is going to travel to Natalia Mustangs. Now Poteet 0-4, lost to Pleasanton last week, 46-6. They finally scored in the fourth quarter in a 2-yard run, so they didn't score until the last quarter. And that was Poteet. That's probably when they had the second string probably playing for Pleasanton at that time.
Yep.
Now Natalia, though, complete opposite, 3-1. Natalia Mustangs. They actually beat Charlotte Trojans last week, 35-0. They're averaging, they've already totaled up 763 yards rushing and 293 yards passing. There's this one gentleman, Gabe Figueroa, number 7 TDs for the season already for Natalia.
That's pretty impressive.
That's very impressive. So what do you think, Bobby?
I think Natalia will take care of Poteet. And I hope Poteet is the gift that keeps on giving.
How about that, Alvaro? What do you think about that?
Poteet.
Don't even think about it.
No, I'm not thinking
Poteet
about
has a chance here.
No, Poteet barely has a chance to make it respectable, but it's going to be Natalia.
Natalia, there you go.
They can make it respectable, like score maybe 2 touchdowns this time. But no, Natalia all the
Come on,
way.
Robert, let's see you.
No, I can't do it.
Come on,
I'm going
you're
to
a man
be crazy to go with Poteet.
You're a man on the ledge right now.
I go to the Strawberry Festival. That's pretty much the.
Put in some of those strawberries, come on.
Right?
But I think Poteet's going to continue to losing ways. Matter of fact, Poteet's only averaging 6 points per game. 6 points per game. And that's in 4 games.
Yeah, that's usually in the last quarters or the third quarter when they're scoring.
Yeah. So I give them a benefit of the doubt, and they'll score 6 points. Pretty much it, but not that big.
Natalia big.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't see Poteet putting a dent on Natalia at all. I think Natalia is just going to run all over Poteet. They might make it close in the first half. Of course, every team, they're inspired. You know, they want to win, I'm sure. But come second half, I think Natalia just runs with it. Like I said, maybe they'll score 1 touchdown, not get the extra point. 35-6 on that one.
35-6.
Yeah. So that's our district, but there are other games around the area.
Oh, yes.
Oh, let's talk about Uvalde. What do we got for Uvalde? Now, Uvalde is playing at Uvalde this week.
And
3-0.
This is a district game.
It's a big district.
Uh-huh.
It's a big district. They're playing against Laredo Martin Tigers. Now, Laredo Martin 0-3. Lost to Laredo South 41-20. They've only scored 26 points in 3 games. So they're struggling to put games. Now, Uvalde, though, we have Jerry Almares, yes, quarterback. 6 TDs for the year, 423 yards rushing. That's a quarterback.
Yeah, that is a quarterback right there.
That's a quarterback. And then, of course, Trey Garcia, number 7, their actual running back, 243 yards with 6 TDs himself for the year. So, quarterback that can rush and run with the ball and score, and a running back that can also score. That's a pretty deadly combination there. What do you think, Bobby?
I'm going with Uvalde on this one.
Oh,
I think Uvalde will be taking
Coyotes.
care of Laredo.
Oh yeah. Alvaro, what do you think?
I've never not picked them all these weeks, and I'm not going to stop. You brought it.
Yeah. Actually, they beat Roma last time. They actually met in Laredo.
Yeah,
They beat 14-6.
That was a low scoring game, that one.
Yeah, that was a low scoring game. But they have a defense. Uvalde has a defense. Surprisingly, they have a very good defense. Although they can run the ball and they score, but their defense can stop people. What do you think, Rob?
Laredo, Martin, traditionally they're not a winning program. They're a big school, but I think they're going to continue the struggling ways. I don't think they're going to match against Uvalde at all.
I like the way he makes faces right there.
At all. It's not going to be pleasant.
You might even turn away once in a while.
You have to turn away.
You have to turn away once in a while.
I think Uvalde is going to win big in this one. Maybe 40-something to 12.
Yeah, I agree completely. Uvalde at home at the Honeycomb. They're doing great. I hope they go pretty deep in the playoffs.
I'm pretty sure they have a team for it.
They have the team for it. Surprisingly, they weren't even ranked in the sub 5A divisions to be ranked preseason. But I think they're moving up close throughout the weeks. I also think Uvalde is just too powerful. Laredo Martin's going to make a big old trip over here just to contribute another win to Uvalde. So I think Uvalde big, about 32 to 14 maybe. All right, what other games we got, Robert?
Okay, I got this is Karn City Badgers.
Badgers, wow.
4-0 at La Pryor at 1-3.
And they're both 3As. They're both 3A teams because they were 2A before. Now they moved up. And of course, La Pryor lost to Cotula 25-0, which we beat Cotula, Bobby.
Yes.
We did beat Cotula.
But they beat Bracket. La Pryor beat Bracket. And, and Bracket stole one from us.
Now, Karn City also beat Banquet High School 25-10. So, I mean, I don't see how La Pryor can do this, but what are your thoughts, Bobby?
I'm going with Karn City. I'm hoping picking against La Pryor gets them back, because that's what happened last time I picked against them. They actually won against Bracket, and both times I selected them, they lost. So I want to get rid of that jinx there and go with Karn City.
Karn City.
There you go.
Mark that down, Robert.
I have to say Karn City because of the injuries to La Pryor and all that.
Yeah.
They really, this last week's game, that really showed them.
And La Pryor, I mean, when it comes to injuries, a small school like that, I mean, you don't have the 40 kids lined up. You don't have the 50 kids lined up on the sideline. At a smaller school, you have a fewer selection. So, I mean, key injuries, one or two.
Injuries can be a big setback.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, in this game, I think even if La Pryor, honestly, if they were at full health, I think they still would have lost. Because I think Karn City is for reals.
I love your optimism.
I think they are for reals.
Yeah. No, I agree. I just wanted you to say it first.
So who are you going with, Rob?
So that's a pretty obvious right there. I'm going Karn City big. I think they'll score a point at La Pryor, to tell the truth.
Yeah. They lost to Cotula 25-0. They didn't score that last game. I think they will score. I think La Pryor will find a way, make adjustments. But I still think it won't be enough. Karn City will just go with it. Karn City big at La Pryor. So Karn City Badgers to win it.
Yes, I agree. Okay, the next game. Now, this is going to be a heck of a game. Lido, 4-0 at Bandera, 3-1.
Now, Bandera, they're basically... They're a throwing team. They're gonna throw it out there. They have Joe Rodriguez, 40 out of 68 passes completed for 434 yards. He's got 6 TDs under his belt. Now they also have a running back who can complement him, number 12 Noah Nelson. He's got 3 TDs with 145 yards last game. That was last game only. So, but. Take this out for Bandera. They have 4 other backs, including Noah, that have 2 TDs apiece.
I think that's a great offensive play team right there.
Spread the wealth.
Right.
So, David, with that, I'm going with Bandera.
Now let me throw a little bit more with Lido. See, you jumped you jumped early. False start.
Yeah, I already wrote it down, Bobby.
You write me down for Bandera. I don't even need to hear about Lido.
Now Lido, they got that Brian gentleman, 30 out of 51 attempts for the year, 617 yards this season with 7 TDs. So I think it's going to be an air.
It's going to be a great game there.
They're going to be throwing the ball like nobody's business this week on that one. They also, Brian's got this receiver, Chris Davila, 8 receptions for 217 yards with 2 TDs. So he's got a receiver. And then, of course, he's got other 3 receivers with 2 TDs apiece. So they're throwing it out there. What do you like, Alvaro?
It's going to be a shootout. Sure. It's going to be high scoring, basketball scoreline.
Well, they're expecting some rain, though, for that game. So that might alter the game to...
That might.
But both of them are heavy pass teams, so...
Yeah.
So it's going to lower the scoring, but I think Lido's going to come out on top.
I like that. I think it's going to be like a Peyton Manning versus...
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. There you go.
This is going to be a good game, by all means. Matter of fact, this is Lido's first away game, matter of fact.
Yeah, they played the first 4 games at home.
Exactly. And this is the teams Bandera beat, matter of fact. And there are no pushovers either. They beat San Antonio, Sam Houston. They beat Ingram Moore. They beat Comfort. And they lost against another Christian school, San Antonio Christian.
Christian schools, people. We got to, we got to change our... Yeah,
St. Javelinas.
St. Javelinas.
St. Javelina will be undefeated right there.
Hey, when God's with you, nobody can beat you.
Nope. So this is going to be a heck of a game. Matter of fact, this was a close game. I was going back and forth who's going to win in this one. I was going back and forth. This is a tough game to predict.
Robert, where you're at.
I'm going with Lido on this one. I'm going with Lido. I think this will be a close game.
At Bandera
over there by the hill country. But I don't know. It might be snowing over there. Who knows?
I'm just telling you right now, those referees will be from Bandera. They're in the hill country. They can't find regular refs, so it's all local people.
But I think Lido, they're for real. And I think it'll be a close game. Lido by maybe a touchdown.
Well, I like the way you boys think, because now is the time when David makes a comeback.
That's it.
All right. Now you have to understand, they're playing in Bandera. Lido hasn't played out of their comfort zone, which is at home, for the past 4 weeks. So this is new territory for them. They're going to get adjusted. You're like, oh my gosh, we don't have Lido home field advantage. They both can throw the ball. They can both score on command. I think Bandera at home, 35-28.
Oh, Bandera, going with Bandera.
I like Bandera.
There you go, David. We're gonna make some ground here against Robert here.
This will be a good game right there.
Yeah, this is a great game.
Okay, the next on the schedule is going to be San Antonio Southside Cardinals, I believe, coming into the game at 3-0 at Eagle Pass win at 1-2, and also this is a district game also.
Yeah, the district, big district. That's why I started playing early. I mean,
so this is where it counts right here.
Yeah. What do you think, Bobby?
Let me see here.
Oh, look at that. He's taking out gadgets I've never seen.
I'm going with Southside on this one.
Southside.
At CC Win, right?
At CC Win, exactly.
Okay.
Southside all the way.
Southside?
The Dragons.
CC hasn't shown me anything.
There's Southside Cardinals or Southside?
Cardinals.
Cardinals, right?
Cardinals. I'm sorry about
They're
that.
the Cardinals.
Because there's Southwest Dragons.
Yes.
But it's the Cardinals.
Yeah, we'll play some.
Did we play them before?
Eagle Pass High played the Dragons.
There you go.
Yeah, we played against them.
What do you think, Robert?
I think.
Don't look at the computer for answers.
I think
the best place to look at.
I think Southside's going to win, but it's going to be closer what people think. It's going to be closer what people think. So I think Southside is going to be by 2 touchdowns.
Well, that's not close in many games, but if you think that is, I also think Southside 3-0. They play good teams. They prove themselves. CC Win, for some reason, they just can't get out of the shadow of Eagle Pass Eagles. They can't. Oh my God, it's tough for them. But not this week. Not this week. Southside comes in. They play in Eagle Pass. Yeah, it might be close. 14, possibly. I say about 21 to 12.
21-12.
Yeah,
Close scoring game.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're getting to some
Big boys.
I feel good teams. good games. Minera Valley 0-3 at Laredo Segovia 2-1, and also a district game.
Who's that, Robert, again?
Minera Valley 0-3 at Laredo Segovia.
You know what? I gotta make
2-1.
No electronic appliances during the picking. Now I know why you guys are ahead. Because I'm going with pure knowledge of.
Well, I'll go first. While Bobby's crunching the numbers, I'll go first.
Thank you, Robert.
I'll go first. From one Robert to another.
Right.
Let's go.
I'm looking at my iOS 8 operating system here.
Now, Minera Valley is coming to a game 0-3 with on Minera Valley like right
Yeah.
there. They lost against a tough one.
Like
against
Divine.
Hondo, 0-3. And this is also another game I was going back and forth. They were playing at Laredo.
You're a man on the edge right now, Robert. You're a man on the
They're
edge.
playing at Laredo.
You have that crazy look in your eye.
The crowd goes wild in Laredo. I attended some of the games over there.
Yeah.
Great atmosphere over there. But they're playing against Minera Valley, and I think they're better than what they show. But I'm going with the upset here. I'm going with Laredo.
Oh.
And a close game right there. I think Laredo is going to score. They're going to be in the game because of their offense. So I'm going with Laredo in this one.
Segura, I think they're gonna keep going.
Yeah, Laredo Segura is a tough team. Medina Valley, for whatever reason, they lost to Hondo. Now Hondo's great, but in the same level, I don't know. So I think Salvador is still too much better team than Medina Valley right now. So I like Laredo. I like Laredo Segura
Laredo.
over Medina.
Okay, Bobby, that's enough. Time right there.
I want to go ahead and add to my spread here, and I'm going to go with Medina Valley.
No.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Bobby.
Medina Valley on this game, Robert.
You're the man, Bobby.
I think Medina Valley will step up to this game. You mentioned they've been down. I think they're going to come back and take care of business. The Panthers take it. This is my pick.
That's your
All
pick.
right.
Right
Good
there. Okay,
deal.
so the next game, I think it's also going to be an interesting game. It's going to be Sabinal Yellow Jacket 3-1. They lost against Fall City last week
All right.
in overtime. Against the Mason Punchers at 4-0.
Good name. Good name.
District,
I love
district
Mason
game.
Punchers.
Now, keep in mind, just two. Not many people are know Mason, but they won state in 2011
Right.
state championship.
Right.
So they're a proven program.
Right.
They know how to win.
They know how to win.
They know how to win.
What do you think, Bobby?
Mason,
Mason.
All right, good choice. It's a
safe bet right there.
Yeah.
The punches. They're just gonna punch 7. Knock them out.
There you go.
1-2 knock.
Yellow Jacket versus Punchers. I'll take the Punchers.
Yeah, me too. I think
And
I wouldn't think it'll be by close in the first half, but
Yeah.
I think they're gonna blow them
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I think second
I
half.
think Mason might just blow out it by the
Mason.
third quarter.
Uh-huh.
Good deal.
I mean, I think Mason is ranked in state already, right?
Yes, they are right.
So I don't think
And
that was a safe bet.
But
Right
can
there.
you imagine if Sabinal comes along and just, man, takes one
well,
away?
yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible though. You know, it's
Yeah.
possible,
Any
but
given Friday.
highly unlikely though.
And they're playing in Puncher Dome.
Yeah,
I wonder if they have a dome.
Puncher
Oh.
Dome.
That's what it says here for their venue.
Yeah,
Damn.
Country Dome. That's what they call it. It's kind of like the from
It's
Mad
Thunderdome.
Max type deal. Thunderdome. They call it Puncher Dome.
Puncher Dome. Nice.
2 teams enter, 1 team leaves.
Okay, David. Now it's the time of the portion of the show where we have the key games of the week. Do you have one in mind, Dave?
I did have a couple, but the one that stood out a little bit for me, I like Cibolo Steel. They lost against DeSoto. Heck of a game. Big 5A. I mean, I'm sorry, 6A schools now.
Mm-hmm.
These are big boys. These are where colleges go and look. And
These are men right here.
These are young men, 6'3", 290 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I don't know where they. I think they make them in laboratories or something like that. But they're going to go and play at 2-2 Smithson Valley. Smithson Valley just came back. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They beat East Central 3-39, and then Madison. They beat Madison 20-23. Now Madison is not a pushover either. So I don't know. What do you think, Bobby?
I'm going with Steel.
Oh,
Steel,
nice.
Steel.
We'll take care of Smith and Valley.
Yeah,
Plus
And-
14.
And see, and what happened was, Cibolo Steel only allowed 3 points in the last 4 games. But against DeSoto scored 29 points on them.
Yeah.
So they were exposed. So you don't think Smith and Valley said, how they do it, we're going to try to do the same thing and get some points up there. So what do you think, Alvaro?
Steel's going to bounce back on this game.
I think that too. I think Steel had a devastating loss against DeSoto.
Just makes them hungry.
So they're going to bounce back, they're going to be hungry, they're going to make some adjustments, and they're going to put a pounding on Smith and Valley.
Now, I was on the fence as well this one. I like Smith and Valley at home, 2-2, especially on a 2-game winning
So
streak.
that's your vote right there.
But of course, Cibolo Steel, it's a proven program. They go to state every year. They could possibly win it every year. They really.
I think so, too.
They could do it. They're just gonna. I think Cibolo Steel takes it.
So both still taking it. Okay, my key game of the week is going to be smaller schools. It's going to be the Cameron Yeoman. I'm not sure what that is.
Yo, man.
Yeoman versus Refugio Bobcats. Now, Cameron is a 3A Division 1 school, and Refugio is a 2A Division 1 school. So there's a little bit smaller. Right? I think it's going to be a heck of a game. Refugio, just to give you, Cameron won state in 2012 and 2013, and Refugio won state at 2011.
So 2 programs that have gone to the big
Exactly.
house.
They know how to win. They're proven teams. Refugio is averaging 50 points on offense. Cameron Yo is averaging 39. Refugio has the edge in defense. Their defense is averaging 3 points a game in defense. Now, the Cameron Yo, they're not doing as good as
right, and that's what I was going to say.
31 right there.
That's what I was going to say. Cameron Yo, they know how to win. They've got the program. They've established a winning program there. But I still think Refugio is too
Too much firepower, I think.
well. They have too much power, but they take the edge on this one. I mean, it's going to be a hard, real hard fought.
Yeah,
game.
based on my little app here, Robert, this is gonna be a real good game to watch. But Refugio is ranked first. That's what I'm seeing on the Bobcats. So I'm gonna have to go with Refugio. I'm gonna go with those stats there.
The stats right there.
But that sounds like an interesting game. If you're anywhere around that game, that would be the place to
I'm
be.
going to go with a wild pick here and pick Carmen Yeoman.
Wow,
The Yeoman.
Yo man, I like that.
Wild pick.
No, Refugio.
This is how I get ahead. This is how I'm going to move up.
I like
It's one pick.
Yeah, me too. I'm going with Refugio on this. And a close game, though. And
Yeah,
a close
I
game.
think so.
And a close game. But I think
I'm glad you're going with. Oh, you're going with Refugio.
Yeah, I'm going with Refugio.
Oh man.
No, and a close game. No.
Yeoman all the way.
Okay, so that concludes. Bobby, do you have a key game of the week? Sorry.
No, Robert.
Okay.
Steel was my
Just
game.
keep checking in with you about it.
Hey, here you go.
Oh,
Wanda.
was it? Oh, was it the
So
honey
right now, I guess we're gonna take a little break again. It can't always be about high school. We got to put in the big boys in there also to play.
Exactly.
So Robert, what do we got for our college games this week?
The first college game is going to be Arkansas 3-1 at Texas A&M at home of the tough man at 4-0.
4-0, baby, Texas A&M.
Kenny football.
Gig 'em Aggies. Gig 'em Aggies. Man, A&M. I mean, I didn't think it could get any better after
Johnny football right there.
after Johnny Football,
Johnny Manziel.
but Kenny Hill, quarterback. God, he's putting out some numbers, some crazy numbers.
Out of South Lake Carroll.
Out of South Lake Carroll. South Lake Carroll, what? Dragons. That's right. That's where, if they ever go to the playoffs, if you ever follow high school football, South Lake Carroll, whenever they go to the state championship, they all turn their hair blonde.
Yes.
I don't know, it's an Eminem thing or something like that. But it's a tradition. If they ever go to the playoffs and you see a bunch of kids with blonde hair, that's South Lake Carroll right there.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so just a little note there for you guys, for high school fans. South Lake Carroll, they go to the playoffs, they go to the state, they go all blonde. So Arkansas, and they're playing at A&M. Did you see that little clip with that cadet saved the dog from A&M?
Yeah.
That right there. If your cadets protects the dog that well, I like A&M. I like A&M over Arkansas. Texas A&M goes 5-0. Kenny Hill, man, putting up more crazy numbers. There it is.
I'm with you on this one, David. I say Texas A&M will take care of the Razorbacks.
Why? I have to pick A&M even though I don't want to.
Because you can't pick Texas, man.
This is going to be now Arkansas Razorbacks.
They're not pushovers.
No, they're not pushover. They beat Texas Tech last week. Impressive week. Now Texas Tech is a tough place to win over there in Lubbock. That's a tough place to win. And Arkansas, matter of fact, they ran the ball like close to 200 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Arkansas, that was real impressive. So they can run the ball. So if they can run the ball, then hopefully they can slow down the offense of A&M.
Best offense is to keep the offense out of the field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, and also A&M, the last couple games they've been playing some small schools. Yeah, small schools. So this is going to be an interesting challenge. I wanted to go with an upset this one, but I cannot do it.
Actually,
so I'm going with A&M in this one.
actually, A&M actually beat SMU 58-6.
Yeah.
So
Robert, check out with your gut.
No. I think I was going with my gut, but I listened to my brain. So I'm going to go with A&M in this one in a close game.
right,
A
good
close
deal.
game.
I like it. Everybody A&M. That's great. What else we got? Rob?
Okay, the next game here, we got a lot of UT fans out on here. UT coming off a bye at 1-2 at Kansas Jayhawks at 2-1 right there.
From what I understand, I don't think Texas has a team anymore. They've been letting go everybody left and right.
Everybody's been suspended.
This is just in. They released another player.
I don't know. What do you got? What do you got from inside UT over there? What's going on? Are they? They don't have a JV or freshman team, so where are they getting players from?
They're getting players somewhere. I'll probably go back and walk on.
Put a good word in for me. So what do you like, Aldo?
I'll take Texas.
Yeah, I know
They can't keep disappointing me. They can't. They almost won last time they played, so they can't disappoint me anymore.
That's what I tell myself when I eat a burger too.
Yeah, and I'm not losing that fight.
You will not make me gain weight, and I eat it. Sure enough.
Yep.
Darn those burgers.
Damn.
What do you think, Bobby?
Man. I feel that it's time for Texas to step up and wake up. So I'll take Texas on this one.
Texas.
Wow.
Okay, I'll go next. I'm hoping now Kansas. Traditionally, they're a bad team.
Yeah.
That you had.
Yeah.
If we're playing basketball, I will. I will go Kansas.
They're in the Sweet 16 automatically.
But they're not playing. Basketball. So I'm going with UT and this one after a bye. And maybe they've been playing the last lot of games at home, so maybe a trip away from home will do them good.
Right.
So I'm going with UT and this one, low scoring game.
Now, there's another news on UT. Didn't somebody retire or something like that because of concussions?
Oh yeah, the quarterback Ash.
Yeah,
David Ash.
David Ash. He took too many hits. Mm-hmm. I want to pick UT. Don't get me wrong. I love UT, Texas. Love them since the '80s. But gosh, dog, they
make it hard.
It makes it hard.
It makes
it hard when you want to pick a winner. Kansas, you're right. Traditionally, not a great football team. I don't think they've gone to the playoffs very often.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised they're in the Big 12 still.
I think the coach made a point, got rid of some players, and said, "You know what? I don't need you. I can do with what I can." And now these players that are there are going to have to step up. So I like Texas, UT, go Longhorns, big against Jayhawks.
Hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em horns.
Okay, the next game we're going to go with the UTC Roadrunners.
Roadrunners.
Go Runners.
Like Paisano? Oh, that is the name, Paisano.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. They're coming into the game also off a bye, a 1-2 at Florida Atlantic Owls at 1-3. Matter of fact, this is
Battle of the Birds.
and this is a conference USA game, so it means a lot. Conference play.
What do you think, Alvaro?
UTSA.
No hesitation.
No hesitation. No, because Florida Atlantic. I'm surprised they're Division 1.
Right?
Yeah. I think weren't they Division 1A, one AA before? Or
Yeah, they
something?
were.
They were, and they moved. Yeah, they moved up. So they're playing with the big boys now. I also like UTSA. I think UTSA is coming up quicker. New program, but coach got him where he wants him. I think they could have won many of the games that they lost. I mean, they put up good numbers. Their offense is great. I like their offense. Their defense still a little shaky. They've given up some points, but I like their offense on UTSA. So Roadrunners, close game, but I think Roadrunners get the edge.
I'm going with UTSA, Robert.
UTSA this one?
Want to change the world?
What the heck
Yes,
was that?
I do want to change the world.
Okay, I'm going with. I think UTSA. The last two games they're playing some hard teams.
Yeah.
Arizona, Florida State, tough teams right there. But I think UTSA is going to win this one. Pretty convincing, matter of fact. I think UTSA by 3 TDs on this one.
Yeah.
I'm going with UTSA. And last game in the college pick is going to be Stanford Cardinals at Washington Huskies.
Now this is interesting because Stanford Cardinals are ranked number 16 in the NCAA top 25 with a 2-1 record.
That's
But Washington is 4-0 and not ranked. So what does that mean? They've been playing smaller schools. Now this is a good matchup. Now if Washington wants to get noticed or even move up in the top 25 NCAA, they got to beat Stanford. And I think the coach is making them realize we got to beat Stanford to get noticed nationally. So I think Washington is going to be ready for them at Washington. So I'm calling it an upset. Washington over Stanford.
Wow. That's impressive right there.
It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a close game, but I think even at home, the Cardinals will come out. Stanford.
I'm going with. I think it's going to be a heck of a game though. Now Stanford had a big loss against what was it? The Trojans.
Right.
Right. That was and I was surprised they were struggling moving the ball. They couldn't score much, so that was surprising. Now Washington, they're tough at home.
They are.
They're tough at home. They're going to play. And also because they're on the West Coast, more likely it's going to be late game. Probably going to be playing at maybe 9:30, midnight or something like that. So I'm going. Also, I agree with David. I'm going with the upset.
I like you, Robert.
I'm going with the Huskies in this one.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now I don't know. I don't like the. Hopefully it's not raining, but I don't like the smell of wet dog breath. So I'm going with the Huskies in this one.
There you go.
In the close game.
What do you got, Bobby?
I'm going with Stanford.
Stanford.
And that's what my app just told me. So
I heard the app.
I did my flip my coin here, and I'm going with Stanford.
Good deal. I like that.
So that concludes the college games. Let's go ahead and jump real quick to the NFL.
Big boys.
Big boys.
This is where people get paid.
Oh yeah, right here. Now
What do you got?
let's go kick it off here with Saints 1-2
Against who? Against who?
against the Cowboys.
Oh,
How about
God.
them Cowboys? At
What about them Cowboys?
with a record at 2-1
And the
at
Cowboys-
Jerry World.
I mean, they showed some great poise last week in coming back and winning this ball game.
But can they beat the Saints?
Can they beat the Saints?
That's the big question here. That's what's on the table right
I
now.
think the Saints beat themselves. The Cowboys win.
Ooh,
won.
with
Man.
authority right there.
Wow.
8:30.
Spoken like a true fan.
Check them out. Sunday Night Football.
Oh my God.
Dallas Cowboys go 3-1.
Wow.
I don't like that crazy look in your face, Salvador.
Why do both my Texas teams do this to me? like they've given me enough hope just to be before they just crush it.
Man, I don't know about NFL. NFL is the main cause of my high blood pressure and ulcer.
It's at Dallas, right?
Yes, at Dallas.
And-
I'm gonna say Dallas is gonna dig themselves a deep hole, and they will find some way out of it.
Whoa, okay.
So Dallas-
say it.
Some drama
Dallas.
in this game. Drama.
Dallas, wow. Robert, you're a man of reason. Talk to these young boys right here.
Now, true, the Cowboys won last week against St. Louis. Keep in mind,
St. Louis.
at St. Louis, the tough place to win.
St. Louis.
St. Louis with a third-string quarterback. Third-string quarterback.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Now it was, but they're an NFL team. They're an NFL team, so you know
Yeah, they get paid.
bunch
they
of
get
pros.
paid. They
Yeah,
get paid.
but see, they get paid win or lose.
Yeah.
So you think St. Louis Rams are going to put out that?
But you can't take nothing away from the Cowboys. They made a comeback, and you know they were losing against the Louis, but they won against the Louis, so they pulled it off at the end.
They came back.
But let me tell you how many Cowboy fans were in the third quarter saying, "Oh, these Cowboys, heartbreaking."
I heard a lot.
It wasn't me though.
No,
But
I was watching the Chiefs beat Miami. I just want to throw that out there.
but the Saints, they're unsaint-like. I don't know what's going on with Drew Brees.
They're not getting
playing.
the cast. They're not getting the Christian help here.
You know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So maybe too much voodoo magic or black magic over there.
Oh, them
New
voodoo
Orleans.
women right there.
Exactly, right there. So I'm going with the Cowboys in this
All right,
one.
Rob.
In a close game. In a close game. High scoring game, right there.
I just fell out of my seat all over. I
Porque
can't believe
Romo is playing better.
I can't believe you. I can't believe you.
So, how about them Cowboys?
Go, David.
I'm gonna look.
Are you joining the pack here or?
Let's go.
Look, Cowboys.
Baby blue.
Cowboys have to play something like the Jaguars for me to pick the Cowboys. I'll be honest with you. Saints.
Saints.
Drew Brees. Come on. Who doesn't want him on their fantasy football league? You tell me. Would you take him in a heartbeat, right?
Of course.
Of course. Okay. Because why? Because he can put up high numbers, quick scores, TDs in a hurry.
Well, we have a great. No, forget that.
No.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Same
Cowboys.
scoring.
Didn't they let go of somebody recently, the Cowboys? They let some defensive player.
No, they didn't go. He lost his starting position.
Yeah,
Well,
Claiborne.
okay. Well,
Claiborne.
yeah.
But he's
Regardless.
back. He's back.
He's
got-
back.
He's got his head back.
Oh,
Well, I say there's some inconsistency. Okay? Put it on there, Saints.
the Saints
Saints win it in the fourth quarter.
in the fourth quarter.
Romo trying to make a comeback, doesn't do it. Mark it.
Okay.
Wow, good call, David.
Good call. I like you. I like your craziness, David.
Oh, I got that.
The eye of the Jew.
I got the eye of the Jew.
Okay. The next game here is going to be the Eagles at 3-0. I don't know how the Eagles do it.
They've been coming back. Yeah, that's how they've been doing it.
Yeah, at San Francisco 49ers at surprising 1-2. Who's going to start it off?
Well, 49ers, I'll start out. Let me be a gentleman.
Yes,
Go ahead, Dave.
49ers, they beat, who did they only beat? The Cowboys. Right? They beat the Cowboys.
That takes a
That's
lot.
about it. Yeah, that's Eagles. Now they've had to win all these games trailing. They haven't trailed in the first half or anything like that. They come up to 49ers, tough to win at Candlestick Park. I think 49ers might get it together. Can Eagles go 4-0?
I say no, but I don't want to help your picks.
No, sir. But I'm going to call it 49ers close game.
The 49ers it is.
I say it's the Eagles. It's going to be high scoring.
Wow.
It's Eagles have shown they can come back from anything.
Yeah.
Pass the ball. They had a horrible, like the first game, had a horrible first half. Terrible interceptions and all that.
Hell yeah.
And then second half came back and won the game. Even last week's game against the Redskins.
But how often can they do that consistently?
That's how the offense is designed.
I think the
So
Eagles
for me.
played. Every game has been too close. I think the 49ers have just gotten the bad breaks. I think they pulled it off in this game. I'm going with the 49ers.
The 49ers. This is going to be a good game, though. I think Eagles are going to run their luck. You can't continue playing like that.
Yeah, at a 4-0.
Barely win.
Yeah.
But a win's a win.
That's true.
A win's a win. But I have a feeling the 49ers, they're going to get their act together. They're going to play over there at the West Coast. I don't know.
So what do you want?
I'm going with Niners in this one.
There you
And
go.
a close game, Niners.
Okay, good deal.
So the last game of the NFL picks is going to be the Buffalo Bills come into the game at 2-1 at Houston Texans at 2-1.
2-1, both teams.
I know we have a lot of Texan fans, so let's throw them a bone right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, defensively, they can't stop the run so far. Texans. They've been able to run on them. Actually, they've allowed pretty good scoring. They lost against the Giants last week, 30-17. So I mean, they ran on them on command. They beat Washington 17-6, and then they beat Oakland 30-14. But the Raiders, who cannot beat the Raiders?
Cowboys.
God, it's gonna be a good game at Texans. Turn up the Watt.
Now the important thing is, are they gonna have Arian Foster
He's
though?
playing tight end now.
Arian Foster is out.
He's still up.
It's not.
Limited, yeah. Well, it might be a game time decision. on that one.
So what was it, David? What was it?
Call me
Talk to
crazy. Call me crazy, but I like Bills to win this
The
one.
Bills.
No, I like the Bills.
Gene
Buffalo.
Kelly Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Because I cannot pick a Houston team that's not the Oilers.
The Bills.
The
Bills. The Bills.
There's Tennessee Titans.
What about you, Bobby?
Not the Oilers.
The
Not
lovely
the-
blue. Well, I'm going with the Texans on this one. I think that Mr. Watt is just
Monster.
He's a monster in that defense. I think they'll be a defensive team there, and I think they pull it off. So I'm going with the Texans here.
The Texans.
Well, they haven't been able to stop much, but
Yeah, matter of fact, I think the Texans have been overachieving. Matter of fact, I think I'm surprised that they lost against the Giants.
yeah.
Giants are coming around.
And Giants pretty much suck big time in the first.
They do. I think the Bills. I think they're for reals too. Well,
And the Giants they beat the Redskins on Thursday,
yeah. So that's surprising right there too.
45-14.
So I have feeling Foster not playing, or maybe not potential playing, but even if he plays, he might not be 100%.
Right.
So I'm going with the Bills in this one. I don't think.
Yeah.
Might be close early on, but they'll probably win by 2 touchdowns. I'm going with the Bills in this one.
I like the running back. I have him in my fantasy league. I think his name is Bobby.
So that concludes the NFL picks.
So let's go around. Bobby, what do you got on our Havana Girls volleyball team? How they doing?
They did well. They beat La Pryor last Tuesday. They had the parents' night. I was gladly attended with my daughter at the SETI.
Good deal.
So it was a great event. They beat them 3 games, 3 up, 3 down. And La Pryor has a new coach, Brian Castro. Happens to be a cousin of mine. He's doing real good with those girls, and a great game for the volleyball team.
Good deal. Also, I'd like to mention out there for the cross country team, they actually went to the UTSA Invitational this past Saturday. And you're talking about teams. Cibola Steel was there. Laredo teams were there. Port Lavaca was there.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of big teams there. And there was no junior high runners. It was just JV and varsity. And I got out of 31 teams that ran, I believe the JV girls got 10th place, and the varsity girls got 12th place overall as a team. So when you have 31 teams running, and you're a little 3A, 4A school running against the 6A, 5A schools, that's a big accomplishment.
That speaks volumes there.
Yeah.
For our
For the girls, yeah, for the girls, and now also Martinez, the boys, they did very well as well.
Right, and Jesse Martinez I was told by the cross country coach that he is ranked 3rd in state
For the division of 4A,
Yes.
That's impressive, right?
which
there.
is
Very
great. And I think that's something, it's a tradition that Crystal City's been coming out with. Of course, you have Ricky Gallegos, the Gallegos family that come out. Also, Coach Perez, she ran as well. So we've had some runners, Lupe and stuff like that. So Crystal City has always been consistent with producing a lot of great runners in cross country. And not only here, but they keep going to college level running. So great props on the college. On the cross country team, the girls and the boys. Way to run, way to keep it. Anything on the Catalina band?
The Howling Band?
They did great.
Yeah,
They're getting better.
Well.
They're getting ready for contests.
Well, I know that the latest information I know, they're gonna the people that are gonna attend the game. They're gonna play the full
Competition.
competition, the full 3 songs. So the first time for the year, so they're gonna play the full songs.
That's a great thing for tonight.
Yeah,
for
for
tonight's
tonight.
game.
And Alice,
And now that's exactly. So people are there, go ahead and give them a big applause.
Yeah.
Once they're there.
Because I know competition is coming up soon, so they're getting ready for that as well.
Exactly. Let me just cover some other schools sports. The Creek City varsity team, they're going to play on Tuesday against Petit away, and they're going to play on Friday, this upcoming Friday, home against Pearsall.
That's the volleyball team?
The volleyball team, exactly. And also, let me give them for junior high Mustangs, they're going to play on Monday against Minetta Valley. It'll be an away team. And also, and let's not forget about the Mustangs from football, the 8th and 7th. They'll be playing Dilly away on Thursday, matter of fact.
All right.
So that should be good. Go ahead and support.
and our Havana
everybody.
girls are playing Jordanton today.
That's right.
Yesterday.
All right, good deal. And I believe yesterday on Thursday, the freshman team played against Pleasanton, I think. And I believe they won. They beat Pleasanton. I'm not sure on the score, but I think they come out with a win, which is great.
I think it
and
was
which is our
+6.
future Javelinas coming up. And also, Bobby, anything new on the concession stands?
I just want to say that at the Athletic Booster Club, we're doing some good fundraising events. We have the mini helmets. They sold out within 2 days. And
Well,
so,
we'll probably get some more though.
yes, we just placed another order. So we're going to have 80 helmets now. So if you're out there, want a helmet, it's $20. Contact me on Facebook or on my cell phone or anybody in the Booster Club. Get your helmet
Yeah.
reserved.
Or hit us on the Other Guys Sports Show Facebook page as well. Alvaro, what's the address on that?
Facebook.com/otherguysportshow.
There you go. So, any other closing remarks on any games or anything like that? Everybody,
This is just the game coming up. Perfect time to show what we're made of.
there you go. Yeah, I think these boys don't take it lightly. Come to this game and know that you're gonna play hard and don't stop playing hard until the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, matter of fact, then this game is going to be a key game. Matter of fact, there's 2 more games that we jump into district. We're going to face Divine, Warhorse. I would like to have some momentum going to district.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can get some 2 wins back to back.
I think we should get rid of Monte Alto and Dilly,
And
and
get ready
like you
for
said,
Divine.
Robert,
Get ready for
get
Divine.
that momentum going where we'll be able to be very competitive and victorious against Divine, and that's really what we want.
And also, Felix, I don't know if we play there, but in the long run, I think it's going to be benefit us.
Yeah.
People, next man up, they're going to have to come
That's
in,
right.
take up his slack, and I think they'll do good.
Yeah.
Matter of fact.
And this is the perfect time for these young men who don't get that many carries during the game to pick up the load
Yes.
and say, you know what, coach, put it on me. Let's go. I'm ready for this. So thanks a lot for joining us again on the Other Guys Sports Show. Again, this is
Bobby Castillo.
Auro Garza.
Robert Martinez.
and David Guerrero. Thanks for listening to us. We'll talk to you next week. So play hard. Go Hogs. Great job.
Let's go, Hogs.